Yo, I want to welcome everybody to episode 82 of the Geek Salad Podcast. I am Arya the King.
And I'm G, the bearded one.
And on Geek Salad, we give you the latest and greatest in music, TV shows, and more from the culture. If that's your thing, go ahead and click the bell icon, subscribe to us, leave comments, all that good stuff. On today's show, G, we're going to be talking about Ezra Miller becoming a real-life supervillain. Herb Gotti doing too much on Drink Champs. He still want to shine through spoilers. And also the Prey movie. Stay tuned.
That's right, y'all. And as y'all can see below the screen here at the bottom, this is our link to our YouTube page. So make sure to go there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us out to reach 1,000 subs. Y'all, we need your help in that. With that being said, let's get into it. RA, have you seen the newest Prey movie yet?
I gotta put my intelligent glasses on. First of all, we gotta do this, for the people. Get the people what they want. First of all, I gotta retwist. Check that out. Bam.
Okay.
Bam.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Your boy is doing it in these locked streets. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I actually just saw Prey. It was good. I wouldn't say it was great. I would say it was good. As far as where it stands with the other Predator movies, I think it might be top 3. Definitely better than some of the ones they've released over the past 10 years. But I got some questions, man. We're going to get into it. I got some questions about this movie. Oh, and spoilers ahead if you haven't seen Prey yet.
Yeah.
This is definitely not a spoiler-free review, so you're warned.
All right, man. So question. So you're saying you will put it in the top 3?
I will put it in top 3. I would.
Kind of suspect. So are you saying that Predator 2 is better than Prey?
It's Danny Glover, dude. Of course it's better.
What?
Danny Glover?
Oh yo. Get out of here, man. Come on, man.
I'm too old for this. Danny Glover, bro. The fact that Danny Glover is in it, I'm putting it ahead of most movies, just on general purpose, because it's Danny Glover. Danny Glover is the only old person I know who was old 30 years ago, and somehow it's just like he's aged, but he hasn't aged. It's just like, I feel like I'm going to be an old man at the same time he's an old man. I'm like, how did that happen, though? Because when I was a tyke, he was old. And now I'm getting up there in years myself. And one day I'm going to be old. But I feel like he's still just going to be the same level of old. It's weird. It's weird. Okay. Danny Glover is weird. But I'm going to definitely give that number 2 just because of Danny Glover, man. It's Danny Glover, bro.
Okay.
With the dirty wife beater. Hey, come on.
See, my only gripe with the movie is that, now, this may be kind of in contrast to what everybody's saying about Prey, but it wasn't believable to me that he can chase a fucking predator across rooftops. You know what I'm saying? He's able to track him down to the fucking spaceship somehow and kill the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, it's just, I get it. The movie was made in the 90s, and it's in a
thank you. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
it was like 92, bro. So
yeah.
It's
so
92.
Hey man, if Bruce Willis can do the shit he did in Die Hard, right? Why not Danny Glover? I couldn't feel it. Like matter of fact, I remember before I watched Prey, I watched that again just so I can get myself hyped up for the movie, right? And I'm like, you know what? It's kind of hokey, but it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. I still believe within my heart, man, that first Predator though, dog, that's like hands down just the 80s action at its finest.
Pinnacle.
You know what I'm saying?
The pinnacle of blowjob 80s action it's not even a shred of it is believable, but still, yes. You know what I'm saying? That was right. Predator. You're right. Predator was like the pinnacle of that. The whole one-man army. I got a 9mm, but I'm about to take out 50 armed guards somehow. That was like the pinnacle of that. You are absolutely correct.
I know we're talking about Prey, but we cannot. We'll get there, but we gotta pay respects to the OG. Predator had the one-liners. It had the action. It had the special elite forces that nobody could fuck with, right?
It
But
had
then,
the rampant steroid use. Everybody was on board.
man, hey man. But what made the movie so dope, even like watching it back, the movie is it's they don't give you the predator up front. They build that tension over time. You know what I'm saying? And then once the shit hits the fan, you still don't see like a good glimpse of the predator. And fun fact, y'all, the predator only has 8 minutes of screen time in the entire movie. And look how great that movie turned out to be. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave us just enough of mystery throughout the movie about the predator, like what it looked like, why is it there, why is it doing the things that it's doing, why is it killing people the way that it's doing it, man. And it's just a fucking iconic creature design, dog. You know what I'm saying? And the story is simple, which is my biggest thing about Prey. It's just a simple ass story that you can follow. And to me, it was a great prequel of the original Predator. But I guess, what are some of your thoughts about the OG now coming into Prey?
I have to go back and watch Predator 2 because I haven't seen Predator 2 since I was probably like 11 or 12 years old. So I got to really go back and watch that now with 2022 eyes, right?
Right. Yeah.
Prey. Okay, answer me this question before I really get into my thing about it.
Okay.
They were saying, and what's the main character, the hero of the story? What is her name?
Naru, something like that.
So why was she not a threat? Did they just make it that the predator didn't see her as a threat because she was a girl? Because at first I was thinking they were saying that because she didn't have a weapon, but she had weapons all throughout the movie. So why didn't the predator see her as a threat?
Okay, good question. So remember,
the predator is a misogynist.
He's an equal opportunist killer when it needs to be. But the movie is called Prey, right? So remember, the first time he lands down, he watches a wolf chasing a rabbit, right? So at that point, he's in it for the hunt, but he noticed that this rabbit is the actual prey. So the hunter is the actual wolf, right? Boom. So then now, the first time where she gets involved with the predator, the bear is chasing her. So she's the prey. You know what I'm saying? So then remember later on in the movie.
Cue the credits. We got the name of the movie actually happening.
Right. And then remember when her and her brother were like, locked up, they won't let me out by the French guys, right? Now, in a sense, they were captured like prey as bait for the predator. The predator went right past the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because they was tied up and shit. And then remember at one point in the movie where she got in the fucking bear trap, right? The nigga, walked up to her, pulled a chain, like, oh shit, this is what these humans are doing, right? And bounced because she was captured like prey. So that was it. That was the main thing. He wasn't going after prey. He was going after the big game. But then she proved herself to be more than just prey. She became the hunter as well. So that was it.
Okay. I was about to say there's a big plot hole there because at the end, the French dude, the nasty French dude, like she sets him up to be killed by the predator. But I guess he did have a gun, so I guess the predator saw him as the predator, and she was still prey. But then, okay, yeah, but then
yeah,
because
he pointed
the
gun at him.
The part of the movie where her brother gets killed, right? So the predator hits him through the chest, one of those moves, right? She was fighting him the whole time, along with her brother, right?
Yeah.
So the brother stabs predator in the leg and she gets away. So wait, so the predator just forgets about all that, and now when he sees her now, like, all right, you ain't no threat. What?
I'm trying to remember. So after her brother died, she comes across the other French guy, nah. Well, for whatever reason, the predator let her go. Who knows why? Maybe he wanted to collect his trophies, right? Like, or heal himself. Because remember, there was that little montage where at one point they was both, like trying to get the shit straight. Like he was over here, doing self, COVID protocols on himself and shit. You know what I'm saying? And she was setting traps for the nigga. You know what I mean? So I mean, hey man, he let it go. He let it go. I mean, but then again though, kind of like a hunter, right? Sometimes you let the prey go to track it down later on for whatever egotistical shit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the predator murked like a damn small platoon of Frenchmen and Indians. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that was a minor tidbit right there too. I get what you're saying, but I mean overall though, man, like you cannot tell me that the way that this predator was killing these dudes though, in the most goriest of ways, man.
Gruesomeness.
Yo, and that's what's missing from like some of the other predators, man. Like what kind of got me was when he was fighting the Indians, right? And he came down to the last Indian before old girl left. Dude, he chopped off the legs off the Indian and then stabbed him
into a tree.
I'm like, oh
my God. Yo, check this out though. I can't front because the movie, I don't want to say it builds super slow because it doesn't. The whole movie is on like an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? It's after pretty short film.
Right.
But it's probably not until like maybe a half hour, a little more than a half hour in where you really started getting some action and people actually dying from the predator. I was thinking to myself, ain't been nothing but like Native Americans in this movie. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I'm not a Native American. I know the history of them in this country and how they were slaughtered, by the racist white folks or whatever. So I was like, dang, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about these dudes getting like skinned and like their heads chopped off. I'm like, because that really used to happen to them. There was a time when they were trying to clear them out of. Y'all about to get a history lesson. They were trying to get the Native Americans out of certain lands, so they would pay like mercenaries to go and just look. We don't care we don't care if you rape them. We don't care if you set them on fire. Whatever you do, we just want them out of this area. And they would get paid by the amount of scalps they could get. You know what I'm saying? Which is like dastardly. That's just evil. But I was like, dang, this about to be kind of like that. Like this, he's a hunter and he's like taking trophies of these Native Americans. I'm like, all right. But then, like, some nasty French dude showed up. I was like, all right, boom. All right, so at least some Europeans, at least some Europeans is about to die too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even up. And that was definitely playing. It's like, can you imagine setting the predator down like on a plantation? And you know what I'm saying? Like the predator's just like hunting black folks. I'm like, boy.
No, wait a minute. He wouldn't do that because we were the slaves back then. He would go after the slave master and all the ranch hands that has the pitchforks, the whips, the guns. Man, he would go after them first before he come after the black folks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the one thing that the predator has to do in each movie. He has to have his own moral code, right? Which is he's only in it for the hunt until you become a threat to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I thought this shit was so funny where, in again, y'all, spoilers, end of the movie, right? She's, standing right next to the fucking predator. Lifts up that ratchet, pointing at his head, just boom, blew his shit off. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, man.
Push his muffin cap back, and somehow they ain't kill him. Like, look, if you get shot in the back of your head, point blank, so much that the bullet comes through the front of your head, and you still alive, you need to just run. Okay, the dude, you did that to the big scary monster predator dude, and that ain't worked. Just nigga, just get on a horse.
Right.
Y'all. What? What are we doing?
What
are we doing? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? That's yo. I
Yeah.
mean,
So again, man, dope movie to me in a ways.
oh,
Definitely, my ranking is of course the OG Predator with Dutch, um, Prey, and then actually I will go with
the Sanaa Lathan joint.
oh hell no no. I will go with the one
Don't
with
you say nothing
Brody.
about my baby mama. Don't you?
I, not saying nothing about her, but the
All
movie
right.
was garbage though, man. But Predators with an S at the end.
She was the only
That
good part of the movie.
to me, that's number three, where they're on the actual planet getting
Yeah.
hunted down by other predators, right? So to me, that's like my top three right there.
Let's go. I'ma definitely say okay, so wait, so where does Predator 2 fall for you?
Number four.
For okay. Okay. I think we can both agree though that the lamest Predator was the one that came out like probably like 7 years ago or something like that. The joint where it's like they had Predator dogs or something. You remember that?
Are you talking about the? Oh yeah, that was
That was the
that was
worst. That was the
that was
worst.
terrible, man. And
Yeah,
it's
because like
wild
at the
because
end, they like try. I think they had adopted some of his technology, so the dude had like a suit, a Predator suit.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
glad they never made a sequel to that because that was
no,
horrible. Never Predator that
that
was.
yeah, that deserves to stay in the garbage pan full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it there. Don't bring
I
it back
will
out.
say though, I did like the concept that they introduced in that movie of the Super Predator. That was kind of dope. It was kind of like it was like some nostalgic Ninja Turtle type stuff. Remember Super Shredder at the end
Yeah,
of Ninja Turtles? Like I think it was Ninja Turtles 2 or 3, one of
right.
those. And it's like he had
Legend
drunk
of the
all of the ooze,
Ooze.
and like he was like, oh, I was like, oh, and then he's like, that.
Right.
I was like, that's lame. I
Yeah,
hate
man.
being Shredder like that.
Right. And
But yeah,
apparently that move was like for some reason autism. The predator needed the kids autism something to do something. It's like, come on, man. The recipe to a good
but y'all
predator
doing
movie
too much,
is just
you
keep it
know?
simple. Just keep
Yeah.
it simple. Predator hunts somebody. Somebody got to figure out how to out clever the predator. But in the meantime, everybody else gets slaughtered. That's it.
Yeah.
Add some tricks here and there. Add some cool gadgets. Like before we go off this topic, the one thing that I like about this predator is just that mask and how the mouth is always exposed. You know what I'm saying? It made it look creepier than like the other predators when they have their mask on, and then the actual gadgets that it had as well. Like dog, the nigga threw a net at a guy, and then you see the net like at the bottom of the lava, just like getting smaller and smaller to where the tree just crumbles in like pieces, meaning like the guy is just in pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like it's again, man. It's Hulu's biggest debut of any show or a movie ever on the app itself. So the question is, do you think they're going to make a new one, or if they do you think they're going to fuck it up if they don't keep the same like team involved?
Back it up. I don't know, man, because okay, if we just bare bones, is it a good movie? Is it a bad movie? Is it worth watching? It's definitely good. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like, yo, the dude had, first of all, this is like 1715 or something like that. Somewhere in the early 1700s, okay?
Yeah.
The Predator is so advanced technologically that he has flown here in a spaceship all the way from another planet on another side of the galaxy. They're that far advanced, and the people here are as advanced as people was in 1715, right? He comes off the spaceship. He does all this stuff. The man has laser guided guns, laser guided arrows, and all of this. And on top of the fact that he's just strong enough to just beat a bear with just 2 blades. First, think about that. Think about how strong you got to be to lift a whole black bear above your head eviscerated over your head. Like he's definitely on some kind of performance enhancing drugs, right? He gets beat by this Native American girl. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the fact that she's a girl, because the dudes ain't gonna do no better. It's you fighting like in essence you fighting a superhero, but you a human.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like for him to die at the end just because she outsmarts him by making his own gadget shoot him in the head, and I'm just like. It's like it kind of makes sense because they've shown that's really her main thing. She's not the biggest, she's not the strongest, she's not necessarily the best hunter, but she's the best thinking on her feet. They showed that on several parts of the movie. So the end it kind of does play into that. But I'm just like, man, you this advanced and you get outsmarted by somebody from the 1700s. It's like,
listen,
come
man.
on,
Again. It goes back to you're so advanced, you died by Danny, I'm too old for this shit, Glover. I'm just saying.
You're right. That's no worse than losing to Danny Glover. You're right.
I'm just saying.
That was definitely
now
Danny
compared
Glover.
to Dutch in the first one, we can kind of see it. You got going against a predator.
Get to the chopper.
Right. Get to the chopper. Like again, man, the one-liners. But all right, final thought. Did you see the credits though in the movie?
Yeah. Wait, was the end credits thing?
Yeah. So as how
okay,
boom. So when they was showing, all the credits, like who played what, blah 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 blah, you noticed that there was like a painting of what was going on in the story, right? So at the very end, you see all like 3 predator ships coming to where the Comanches are. You know what I'm saying? So remember, how did the predators get the gun back? And Predator 2, because remember, I guess the King Predator gave Danny the old gun from the 1715 whatever, which is the same gun.
See, I do remember that part of Predator 2. It's been like 20 years since I've seen that joint. I missed that. Oh, and they gave him the gun. Yeah, they tied.
See?
Hey, did you catch the other Easter egg when she rescued herself out of the quicksand and she's all covered in mud?
Yeah,
like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first joint. She was head to toe covered in mud. I was like, oh, that's a nice little Easter egg.
They had a couple lines, like if it bleeds, we can kill it, and the fact that she had a plan to make her blood cold, so it couldn't like track it. You know what I'm saying? So overall, man, fun movie. There's a rumor that Disney is going to make another one, but it's based around teenagers. And I was like, this shit can't be true, man. Right. It's going to be a series involving teenagers and a predator. I'm like, this is a joke, right? But it's just a rumor. So let's hope this shit ain't true, because it's like, yo, y'all got a good thing going, man. Don't fuck it up. But yeah.
Yo, ain't it funny how like when we was kids and like early teenagers, we like stuff starring teenagers. You know what I'm saying? But it's like now that we like firmly in adulthood, it's like, nigga, ain't no 14-year-old doing that, nigga. That ain't real. Like, all they want to do is play Fortnite and eat nachos, nigga. Like, this is not real teenager stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like get out of here. But the companies do it though. The companies do it though, so you get them younger. They try to appeal to their young demographic.
I think the teenagers of the 80s and 90s will kick these teenage ass, because these kids were they were outside. They were outside, my dude. You know what I'm saying? Risking their lives every day, my dude. These kids are always in the house on their phones, man.
Cooking on the stove. Nigga, I was frying chicken when I was like 5. Almost burnt the house down.
Hey, man.
Yo,
kids for you,
rest in peace, Mr. Goss, my next door neighbor. I never forget. I was like 5. Stats guy was there. He was probably like 4. Which is now I'm thinking about, like, my youngest kid is 5. I cannot imagine him cooking on the stove let alone cooking on the stove with grease. That wasn't my first time doing it. But anyway, mom's is at work because
Right.
you get out from school, you just go home. Usually your parents ain't there, your parents still at work.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I want some chicken. So I'm making chicken in the kitchen with hot oil. Oil splashes up, gets on the burner. All of a sudden, it's a fire. Now, to 5-year-old me, I'm like, oh my God. Thinking back on it now, it probably was a very, very small fire. But because I was 5, I didn't know what to do. On
Right.
cartoons, when it's a fire, you get some water. So I got some water and I threw water on it. But it was an effing grease fire. So guess what? That junk is spread everywhere. So me and Stats guy, we running out the house. We run to our next door neighbor house. He comes and saves the day with not the fire department, not a fire extinguisher, one little box of baking soda. Smothers the fire. It's out. He saves the day.
Right.
I'm like, nigga, you was my hero, Mr. Goss. But it's like, kids today? What? Oh, we were whip. Oh my. 80s babies and 90s babies will whip these kids. Like, it wouldn't even be a fair fight, man.
Yo, that would be a story for another day. Like we got to do like a battle between like the kids of the '80s shows like Paper Girls or Stranger Things, the Goonie kids versus these kids now like Percy or the Twilight or whatever. But we'll do that later on, man. All right.
Man,
so what's the next?
the kids of today don't even want to work. Yo, when we was coming up, we couldn't wait to do what? What was it? Look, when you 15, 16 years old, what was the 2 things you cannot wait to do other than banging chicks? That goes without saying. Everybody wants to do that. But other than that, when you 15, 16 years old, what were the 2 things you wanted to do?
You wanted to drive?
Get your car?
Get a job.
Get a job! Nigga! We did not rehearse that, ladies and gentlemen. We did not rehearse that at all. That's what we wanted to do. Kids today, they don't even gotta know how to drive because you can just Uber everywhere. You can get everything on your phone. Parents shower them with gifts unlike they did with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kids are off these days, man. There was no when I was a kid, there was no such thing as a participation trophy. There wasn't no participation trophy. Nigga, you won. If you was a champion, you got a trophy. Other than that, nigga, better luck next year.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, man. What's the next topic for today, bro?
Let's talk about Irv Gotti, man. Irv Gotti recently appeared on an episode of Drink Champs with Nori. Shout out to Nori. Drink Champs. Anytime the ink is on Drink Champs, it's must-watch TV. But I don't think anybody saw this coming. Irv Gotti, some 20-odd years after him and Ashanti broke up, went in on Ashanti for no less than like 45 minutes of the 3-hour interview, bro. This man, 20 years later, is still hung up on Ashanti. Called her all kinds of biatches, and it clearly is still like pining over this woman 20 years later. What did you think about it?
All right. So for one, man, let me get my little graphic up there. But yeah, y'all. First of all, this Drink Champs podcast or show, or the flower giving show, was pure entertainment, dog. Like completely funny as hell. You're seeing a train wreck happening in real time, so to speak. And what we witnessed, y'all, is a man that had the one that got away. He's still upset about it. He's upset at the fact that he don't pour so much into this young lady at the time, and then once he finds out that he is no longer in this young lady's eyes anymore, he goes back to his wife again. Of course they break up, but it's like, dude, it's damn near 20 years ago.
Gotta let it go.
You got like what type of voodoo did she have over him to make him, want to relive this moment of his life, man? But
and and granted, Ashanti is bad, and she just keeps getting better. She is aging like a fine wine, and I would say now at she's probably like 41, maybe. somewhere in the early 40s. I would say she looks better now than she did 15 years ago, which is wild. But still, my dude, like, it's a very, very bad look for Irv Gotti, because you can't say that you're over somebody and then for the next half hour talk about all the reasons why you're over this particular person. Like, there was one part in the show where Irv was like, I'm not hung up on her anymore, but I was hurt when I found out about her and Nelly, blah 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 blah. Even though he was married, which is even if he was separated, still technically, nigga, you was married. But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
It was a part where he was like, but I'm not hung up on her no more. You should see the chicks I date now. They like way better, blah, blah, blah. And Ashanti, don't get me wrong, she's pretty and everything, but you should see the girls. The girls I'm with now, wow. Like, it's disgusting how beautiful they are. I'm like, nigga, who you trying to convince?
Right.
Like, you trying to convince us? Because look, when somebody really don't care about somebody, you don't gotta then bring reasons why you're not bothered with that person. If you're really not bothered with that person, you just like, well, it's 20 years ago, I wish her all the best, blah, blah, blah. Right. Next topic. This nigga talked about her for like 1/3 of a 3-hour interview.
He kept the production back to Ashanti. Like, they were talking about Lloyd, and then somehow it would still come back to Ashanti again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the dude is heartbroken. And listen, y'all, this is a warning for y'all, man. If y'all can't handle y'all liquor, y'all need a drink. I don't, because the truth will come out one way or another. Your deepest, darkest feelings will come to light if you can't hold your liquor. You know what I'm saying? And Jaw, was trying to play the middleman. And I seen online where, some people were like, Jaw didn't do enough to protect Ashanti. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't, he couldn't, told Irv like, hey, bro, like, you give him one time, I'm gonna be your ass. It's like, you can't tell another grown man what to do. Maybe he might have some influence. You know what I'm saying? But, he was trying to be like, I mean, after the second bitch, he said, hey, man, you can't be calling her no bitch. You know what I'm saying? But, Irv Gotti, kind of clean that up a little bit, right? But again, man, hey, man, Nori knows what he's doing. Nori knows exactly what he is doing on that damn show, dog. Like, he knows, man. Liquor and great conversation, but also, like, what I like the most about this show is the stories. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
because it wasn't on social media during the time, man.
Exactly right. So for us growing up, man, in that golden age of hip hop, we always heard the stories, but of course, the rappers wasn't talking about it, because back then there was a thing of the age of gangsters don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's just dope hearing like all of the stories, man. Irv was telling some stories, man, that you never knew about. But I will say this before I toss it back to you, pause. If you're worth 300 M's, why are you still talking about a chick from almost 20 years ago, man? Honestly.
You know what it is? I got some experience with people like that. And I'm not, like, obviously I don't know her personally, so, but first of all, they was only together for like 2 years. Okay. And not saying that you can't really fall in love like in 2 years and really be deep into it with somebody for 2 years, but I think it's more so the fact that he or she is with or was with Nelly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she chose another guy over Irv. And Irv is such a big egomaniac that he can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, also, you're going to be with me or you're going to be with nobody. It's like almost like that. Not to the point where he would probably try to hurt her or anything. But, like, if I can make your life, like, worse, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make your life worse. Because I want you. It's like it's a power thing. It's not even a love thing. That's what I'm getting. It's not a love thing.
Right.
It's more so a power thing. And it's like, I think in Irv's mind, he was like, yo, this was going to be my queen, and we was going to have this empire. Murder Inc. was on top of the charts at this time. Ashanti was the hottest thing in R&B at the time. And then she threw him a curveball and was like, nah, I don't want this. You know? And then on top of that, when the whole Fed case came down on Murder Inc., and Irv was like facing jail time because of his connection to Preem, I think, and Ashanti was like, yo, I can't do this no more. I'm out. I can't do this no more.
I can't do this no more.
I can't do this no more. I can't do it. I think that hurt him too, you know, because I think he saw her as somebody who was going to be ride or die. And she was like, nigga, I'm not going to jail with y'all. Y'all niggas is facing time, man. Right. Supreme. Yeah. That nigga got a name in the streets. The FBI knows who this nigga. That's feds. I don't know y'all like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think he definitely still has some bitterness there, and he's obviously still in love with this girl. Like, of course, what else would it be?
Yeah. What else? Hey, yo, quick side note, man, about the FBI. Yo, Young Thug ain't coming out, dog.
Oh no,
he ain't coming out.
No,
no, like 4 more charges, man. And you know, we're on the screen,
funny, but it is funny. It's like
it's not. We're on the screen. You know, somebody snitched. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling Shannon the other day. It's like, you know, whoever is snitching, I'm like, yo, man, whatever evidence they got, that shit has to be like tangible enough to where you bring up another 4 charges against Young Thug. And I'm like, yo, man, I don't understand. Like, you know, from the outside looking in, you know, Young Thug, you know, he was, you know, making some good music, you know, trying to be a innovator with the fashion, and you know, he did a bit of clout chasing in the beginning, you know, calling his guys, you know, babe or booze, whatever, my loves, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you know, Young Thug, you know, you could tell he was a street dude, man. But it's like, dog, he was 1 foot out, 1 foot in. The minute that you stepped in, you leave all that shit alone. And it's like, at this point, man, the fit is like, nah, nigga, you and your gang and Gunna, who I believe should not even be in there. I don't think Gunna did shit. I think Gunna is too young to be wrapped up in the shit, but neither here or there, right? But still, man, Gunna ain't coming out. I mean, Young Thug, dog, he is. Yeah,
he didn't see his last days as a free man. Rico charges are so insane that it's almost impossible to. You talking about getting into something where like the conviction rate is like 90-95%. It's something. It's almost akin to like some Russian type stuff. Like we all knew Brittany Griner wasn't going to beat that charge. You know, it's Russia. Like, you know, it's
politics too.
Unfortunately, she's a political pawn. So with Rico charges, it allows them to like put stuff on you, even if you didn't do it directly. If they can just prove that somebody underneath you took a direction from, it could be 3 or 4 layers away from you, but if they can prove, if we go high enough, there's you, they got you. Yep. Those Rico charges are nothing to mess with.
Listen, y'all, the Rico was created by the FBI to take down the mafia. So, you know, they wrote the book on, I mean, and listen, Rico is maybe about 30, 40 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe even less time than that, right? But the purpose of the Rico is to get everybody involved in the organization, down from the boss or the alleged kingpin down to the lowest of the low. And, you know, at that point, everybody just snitches upward. It goes up and up and up to the point where, all right, boom, this shit sounds juicy enough. All right, we got you now, kingpin. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, it's the same thing, man. It's like whoever is snitching, it has to be some really good snitching with evidence to keep Young Thug in jail still to this day. And it's like, hey, man, I'm sorry to see it, man. It's like, you know, we've seen rappers go to jail, but not like this where your entire crew is going down, dog. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
It is what it is, man. You live that street life, you get what happens to people in the street, bro. You either get dead or in jail. It's like, it's one of those things, man. It's cliche because you hear it so much,
Right.
but you gotta know that that's. I really, you know what? You know who I really put more onus on? I put a lot of it on Baby, because Baby comes from the streets, but he's been legit for like over 20 years. So it's like you sign somebody and you take them out of the situation that they in, and being in the streets. Like, nah, you don't got to do that.
Right.
Come make some music, and we can make some money together, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, granted, Thug is a grown man, so you can't be beside him 24/7, man. But I don't know. Like, I feel like Baby could have did more. You know what I'm saying? To get that man out. Because real talk, like these charges, it ain't something like that just happened like 5 or 6 months ago. They've been gathering stuff on him for
For
years.
years. Yeah.
You know, it's
Years.
just that the indictment happened, you know, a few months ago.
Right.
But they had their eyes on him for years. So I'm like, yo, I feel like Baby could have did more. But at the end of the day, who's to say he didn't do? I don't know. Just to play devil's advocate, we don't know these
Yeah.
people. He could have
Yeah,
did more, but it's one of those things, bro. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
What else?
man. I know we went off on a tangent, but what's your last thoughts on Herb Gotti on the Drink Champs?
Herb is doing too much, and it's not a good look. I feel
Okay.
like resentment and bitterness holds you back. You know, like I really feel like. Have you ever known somebody who just will not forgive a person or just holds on to something for like way too long? And it's like, this is the thing, man. This is the thing that people don't get, right? I think people feel like if you forgive somebody, that means you weak, or that means that you now, because you forgave somebody, you gotta forget, and you gotta be all buddy buddy. Like, nah, I can forgive you and never see you again ever in life. You know what I'm saying? It's like forgiveness ain't even for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. Because think about this, right? Irv Gotti, he's a legend in hip hop, bro. Like the run that Murder Inc. had was one of the most iconic runs in, forget hip hop, music, period, bro.
Yes,
like
sir.
they had everything before 50 went crazy and before the indictment kind of more or less bankrupted them. Which 50 Cent actually made a good point on his Breakfast Club interview. I don't know if you saw the Breakfast Club jump.
I saw some of it, yeah.
50 was like, the whole reason that the feds brought in Murder Inc. was to bankrupt Supreme. Like they weren't even saying that Preem was necessarily getting money from Murder Inc., but they was like the feds included Murder Inc. in the indictment because Preem didn't really have enough to buy like, you know, like the best lawyers or whatever like that. So they was like, we'll bring Murder Inc. into it and make Murder Inc. have to spend all of their money on their own defense so we can definitely get this conviction on Preem. This nigga 50 Cent is an evil genius, but
damn.
I never would have looked at it that way. But anyway, definitely not a good look for Irv. It's like forgiveness is for you. So you're not just carrying around all of this stuff, man. Imagine feeling that salty about somebody 20 years later and you just signed a $300 million deal. So you're a multi-millionaire, Gucci flip-flops, everything, any whip you want, buy anything you want. You supposedly are cool with women because you got all these beautiful women around you, and you still hung up on one woman from 20 years ago.
Hey, man.
It's not a good look, bro.
She got some good voodoo, man.
And again, Ashanti is bad, though. Maybe she got some voodoo in she got that voodoo box.
You never know. My last thoughts, man, on this joint is, it would have been so dope. And we would have got more songs from Jay-Z, Ja, and DMX together.
Whoa.
Just I mean, again, man, you got two titans, right? And then you got Ja, who's, coming up, he's still getting his stripes, right? But the two songs that they got, man, out, my goodness, dog, it's nothing but hard, grimy, like New York street shit that, back then as kids, we love to hear, but I would have loved to see, them, get back before X passed away, man, and do another one. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be dope, man. But yeah, that's my final thoughts on Irv Gotti and Irv Gotti Company. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, man. What's next?
We can talk about Ezra Miller being a real.
Woo! This dude,
This man being a real life super.
this dude, man,
His story would make a dope movie or TV series. So,
documentary, dog. I see a
well, a
documentary
documentary
coming,
too,
man.
but I'm
Yeah,
talking
man.
about just like, yo, just imagine. It's really right out of a comic book. So it's like an actor who plays a superhero in numerous films is in real life a supervillain. Like that really sounds like, you know what I'm saying? Something not Stanley, rest his soul. Stanley was more classic comic book story. That's more modern day storytelling in comic
Right.
books. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Donnie Cates. Donnie Cates will write something like
Okay.
that. You know,
Gotcha.
so shout out to Rob because that's the only reason I know who Donnie Cates is. I'm not gonna hold you, but yo, this dude is out here like legit accused of grooming a young woman, accused
Young
of
boy, a young
theft.
boy, a young
Theft.
boy.
Oh, it was a young boy.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
grooming a young boy.
It's so much stuff around
Oh,
Ezra,
yeah.
dude. This
A
is
lot, man.
like he's
Mhm.
wilding in these streets, man. Like it's like every other weekend is something, and now
Something.
DC is like they still gonna come out with this Flash movie though. That's what's kind of wild about it.
Right, man. And it's wild because all right, so let's run down some of the allegations, right, and then the actual charge that he got. So the grooming of the young boy, uh, fleeing state lines with the young boy, uh, punching a woman in her face, punching another couple
Like that's not
at
funny, but
a
it's
karaoke bar,
just
right?
the way you said punching a woman in the face.
Right, and then he got charged for like actual like breaking and entering, like an actual felony, right? And it's like, dude, you are in a huge machine, Warner Brothers, and they keep saying how your movie is so great. But my thing is that they were so quick to cancel Batgirl. Now, Batgirl might have been a big pile of shit, you know what I'm saying? But when you got an actor that's out here on Wild Street doing whatever the fuck he wants, like he's a cult leader, you know what I'm saying? They haven't pulled the
David
gun yet
Koresh.
to say, you know what? We're going to scrap this too. I think they're waiting for him to like wise up just so they could just release this shit. Because I can guarantee you, man, they probably like sunk like 100 or 200 million, towards a movie. Like as a business, what will you do? You spend $200 million into this movie. All this
I
is going
think
on, right?
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to push it out there before all the allegations super duper hit the fan. Because right now is more so is allegations, but as far as I know, it's really only been charges this most recent time with the theft. I think of breaking and
Yeah,
entering.
right,
If it comes to light that he actually did groom a young man, then that's going to shut it down. I can't see them releasing that because like not all crimes are made equal. It's like punch a lady in a bar. You shouldn't punch a lady in a bar. That's not something you should do. You should domestic abuse your wife at home like good Americans do. But it's like it's other things. It's other things there. It's worse things you could do, and grooming a kid would definitely be way worse. And I can't see them back in a movie starring somebody who did something that heinous. So I
right,
think DC is like, yo, let's get this movie out. Let's see if we can make some money here. You know what I'm saying? Or try to at least recoup the money that we spent on it.
right. And my thing is just like, what are they waiting for? It's
Have they
obvious
put a
right
date?
now.
Is it a date out for it?
No, uh-uh.
So they waiting for the other shoe to fall. That's the only
Yeah,
thing I can think of.
yeah, man. It's like at this point, can you really put the movie out? I mean, granted, we have allegations, right? And he hasn't really been in court yet. So are they waiting just for like the perfect storm just to come by and release it? Or, are they going to hold on to it? Because, I mean, again, man, it's 100, 200 M's already like there. And it's like, this was a huge investment on the part of Warner Brothers. And for them to have already spent 80, 90 million on Batgirl, they're not going to get any money back on that. this might be the second movie to where 100, 200 million, they cancel it, they're not going to get in the back either, man. It's
I tell you what, they better hurry up and bring this out before it's proven true that he did groom a young. Because if that's true, I'm not going to see the movie. I can't.
Hell no.
I can't see it. You know, like you hear people say it all the time. Where you separate the art from the art. Like, no, I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to see his face. I'm like, yo, you a piece of shit. I don't like that. That's nasty. You taking advantage of a kid. That like this. No, it's like if he punched a woman in the face, I could forgive that before I forgive the child thing. Because it's wrong. Don't get me wrong, but it's at least it's an adult. You know what I'm saying? You punch the wrong woman, she gonna punch you back, and she might have something. No, like it's at least an adult on an adult. I'll be like, yo, you wrong, but I'll go see the movie. Kids, anything with kids, no, that's a bridge I can't cross. I can't.
Yeah, man. It's tough, man. It's tough, man. I mean, you know, it's just again, man. It's just wild that they haven't pulled the trigger yet. You know what I'm saying? They haven't said, you know what, to save us some trouble, you know, let's just go ahead and just, you know, wrap it up, B. You know what I mean? But they haven't done it yet. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
That nigga is on drugs. Man, it's clearly on drugs.
Yo, he on something, man. He on something, man. He's developing a complex again that's similar to a cult leader. So
listen, man, he's a menace that has to be stopped. Like somebody gotta stop. How is he not in jail? This is what I'll get real quick. How is he not in jail though? Like, what kind of legal team do you have to where you can do all of these things and do all of these things over a short period of time? But you're not locked up. It's wild.
It's that money. Yeah.
It is black folks in jail right now for weed possession, but somehow this man is allowed to run the streets and cause murder and mayhem. He's a menace, man.
He's a menace, man. ERZA, folks, is the living embodiment of a villain origin story, man. It's happening right in front of our faces, y'all.
Chaos incarnate is ERZA Miller, bro.
Right, exactly.
Chaos incarnate.
Yeah.
What else we get?
Oh man, so recently news has came out that Disney Plus has now more subscribers than Netflix. Aghast. You know, let me see if I gotta give one of these right here. You know,
clutch my pearls.
Clutch my pearls, right? But yeah, man. So you know, apparently Disney is doing some voodoo out there to where you know they now have more subs than Netflix, which again is wild because you know Netflix has like a 10-year hold on everybody.
That don't even sound
right. And but you know, lately in the news, you know they have been losing out on a lot of subscribers month after month. You know they didn't reach their stock price because of the amount of people leaving, and you know they have been canceling a lot of moving shows like left and right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just wild that of all streaming services, Disney Plus would be the one to dethrone Netflix.
Okay, but you know what though? And Disney Plus is alright, but okay, I just thought about this. Disney Plus is like $1.99 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
it ain't that cheap, man. It ain't that cheap.
I'm exaggerating. It's like $6 or $7, man. But you know, it's like half the price of Netflix. So it's like I don't feel like they should be in the same category. I don't feel like they should be in the same category.
I feel you. And also, you know what it is too? The fact that they are now including rated R movies and shows now in the app. That's like that was their chess move right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, check. You know what I'm saying? Because other day, man, I'm watching Logan on Disney Plus. I'm watching Deadpool 1 and 2 on Disney Plus. You know, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jones, like The Punisher, all of that is on Disney Plus, but it's rated R, and it's like, yo, like, man, can you only imagine what more they can add on this app? Like, shoot, even Prey was on Disney Plus in different countries. You know what I'm saying? And that was a hard rated R. You know what I'm saying?
You don't get
So
much. The only way to get more harder R than that is by showing titties. Like that was the only thing that was, because that movie was gruesome.
yeah,
Like,
man,
gruesome.
good gruesome, man. But do you think this is ultimately a good thing for the streaming wars, right? Like I still love my Netflix, I still love My Witcher and Stranger Things and
If you can only
Ozark.
pick one, which one are you going with? Only one streaming service right now. You got to cancel all the rest of them. Which one are you going with?
Netflix.
Me too.
I still keep
Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah.
I'm with it.
On any given day, you can watch something new on Netflix, or you can watch like, sure, I'm watching Men in Black on Netflix of all movies, right? Men in Black. It's
What
just
made you
still
think?
a good movie,
Did they
man.
just bring Men in Black back to Netflix or something?
Yeah,
Because
yep.
I was like, yo,
All
my
three of
kid
them.
was watching that like yesterday. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
yo, what's the odds that y'all both watch the same joint? It's probably right on when you cut on Netflix on and say, oh, look what's back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was watching
And
it.
they brought back the first three Spider-Man movies too, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, let me check out, Tobey Maguire playing a 15-year-old kid when he was like 30. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But I mean, yeah, I think Netflix is still king. It's just that, remember, man, like at one point they were spending like over a billion making movies and shows. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, they were always like in the black. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like, how much money that they were spending to make these joints. I think now, like you were saying earlier, man, like they have to go the ad route, like Hulu or HBO Max. Like at this point, they got to. What do you say about that?
I mean, they're going to have to, bro. Like, there's no other option. It's like either that, because it's like Netflix whole sales model was based upon every year just getting more and more subscribers because they don't have ads. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unlike Hulu, unlike some of the other streaming services that has ads, Netflix doesn't have ads. So it's like, yo, they're doing all this original programming. You gotta pay the actors, you gotta pay the directors, pay the writers, and everything like that. Pay for advertising, but we don't have no ads. So their only revenue was coming in through new
Subs.
subscribers, and
Right.
like that, probably a few years ago, it plateaued. And now we've seen this year and last year it's been like steadily declining.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to do ads. They have to.
Mhm. Yep. And I had a dope ass thought, man. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go, man? Um, what was I gonna say, y'all?
Nigga, you
Uh,
forgot.
it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me, man. But yeah,
I
man. I
blame
mean,
Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller's fault.
I blame him, man.
God.
But yeah, man. I mean, Netflix is still king. Like they can make a whole lot of schlock, and I still watch it. Like the other day, man. What was I watching on Netflix show? Um, I was watching this new joint. Oh no, prime example, right? RRR. It's a Tollywood movie, like South Indian movie, right?
Mhm.
Now, mind you, I have never seen an Indian movie before in my life. If it wasn't for Netflix, I would not have known about the greatness of some of this wild ass Indian
Man,
movie.
you've
It
seen a
has
Bollywood movie before. You ain't never seen a Bollywood movie.
never,
You ain't
never,
never seen Slumdog Million. Was it Slumdog
nope,
Millionaire?
yeah,
You
never
seen
seen it.
that?
Nope,
What?
nope. But yo,
I,
RRR is the shit though, man. If it's still on Netflix, I will implore everybody go watch that movie. I think I put a post up on our Instagram page where the dude came out with a torch
it looked
contraption
like
on
you
his arm.
sign language in FU. That's what it looks like you was doing. Like that's. I
Now,
think that's how
but
you do it in
oh,
sign language.
okay, well, it's on his arm, right? And he punched a tiger in the face. with a torch. Like, it's dog. How bananas can you get in a movie, man?
Felt like
But the
some
movie
niggas
was
was
good,
high. I
man.
was like, I got it. Yo, we gonna punch a tiger with the flaming fist. Oh, nigga, tiger punching tigers.
And listen, man, it worked. It worked, man. Yeah, it worked, man. So,
Niggas
I
definitely
mean,
got
but
one.
again, man, Netflix is here to stay. An ad service is welcome because damn, those prices keep getting higher and higher every year. It's like, Lord, y'all breaking my pockets, Netflix. But for the ad service, I think that will, sustain them just a little bit longer. Like, yo, matter of fact, man, my kid's been watching the heck out of DC Legends of Tomorrow. Like, that is his jam right now. You know what I'm saying? And again, if it wasn't for Netflix, we wouldn't have like I've been watching The Arrow again, just cause it's there. Supernatural, just cause it's there.
Hold
You
on,
know what I'm
wait.
saying?
You just got on me last week for watching Supernatural. I'm going back and rewatching Supernatural. It's like, how you watching that? And there's all these other good shows and movies out. And then you talking about
Yo,
you went back and watched Supernatural.
but fam, I watched the new stuff though. Like I watched The Sandman. The Sandman is a fantastic show on Netflix. It's based off of a comic book, I know, but there's not a whole lot of punching and capes and flying. It's more cerebral, and it's like a Twilight Zone kind of sort of, right? But there is like a theme throughout the entire show. But dog, that is a dope show, man. I would implore y'all again, go watch something different besides the beat 'em ups, the shoot 'em ups. Go watch Sandman. Dope show, yo.
Niggas don't
Dope
want to
show.
think, man. They just want to be entertained, bro.
Yeah,
Ben
yeah,
Stiller
yeah.
told you at the end of Tropic Thunder, he was like, he
I don't
just
know.
want to be entertained. Wait, no, that wasn't Tropic Thunder. That was what was the other Ben Stiller movie where he played the head of Global Gym?
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Dodge,
Dodgeball.
yeah.
Just want to be entertained. Nobody wants to think anymore. That's kind of how it is, bro. People really do not. People do not want to think. They do not.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
Somebody watch reality TV. I can't do it, man. I cannot
Man,
do it. I'm
I
sorry.
tried. It ain't for me, y'all. It ain't for me. Um, that was all for me, man. You know what I'm saying? That was all for me today. You got any lasting thoughts, man?
Nope. I'm about to go eat me some noodles and some grilled chicken. Yo, shout out to I don't know what the brand is, man, but it's a certain brand of ramen. It got me back eating ramen noodles, bro. It's cause it's good. It's like it ain't the 25-cent pack ramen. It's like the
Yeah.
ramen that costs like $2 a pack. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Come with
Yeah.
the exquisite sauces and everything. I'm about to go make me a pack right now. It's
Okay.
good. But look, we want to thank everybody for watching. Definitely subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Let us know what we missed. If you agree with our takes on the Prey movie and Irv Gotti doing too much, let us know down in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Until next time, good people.
Peace. Oh, and before y'all go, folks, look down here at the bottom. This is our link tree. So if you copy the link, this goes to our YouTube, our Instagram, our TikTok, our podcast, and where they post that. So click on the link tree down here. It's linktree/geek salad. So that's it. It's simple, y'all. But thank you again for coming to the podcast. We'll see y'all next time, y'all. Peace.